Let's fucking go. We about to go big. Kill him with the prize pig. Let's fucking go. We whoop a bookie's ass. This is just kidding. About to go big. Kill him with the prize pig. About to go big. Kill him with the prize pig. 24/7 researching, it's all a fantasy. But if I make the right pays, it pays automatically. Bankroll showing that I know it dope strategy. On a winning streak, I'm stacking a dose and the bookies all get mad at me. Confident with how it plays, not clicking on a flex today. All I see is green and we all about to get paid. Eric and Josh on the stream, they be killing it. Never gonna stop it, I like if you feel it. Picking the players, they all know what time you can't make up your mind and just go with your gut. Looked around, we found a glitch. No toast allowed, just post a list. Sophia's fine, Satu is thick, and Caitlin Clark just doesn't miss. Win, lose, or draw, we never quit. When we shoot the ball, it's another switch. Submit the link, it'll make you rich, and we going big. Don't be a bitch. Let's fucking go. We about to go big. Kill him with the prize pig. Let's fucking go. We whoop a bookie's ass. This is just kidding. About to go big. Kill him with the prize pig. About to go big. Kill him with the prize pigs. We about to go big. We about to go big.
Just cash.
About to go big. Kill him with the prize pig. About to go big. Kill him with the prize pigs.
Just cash. Just cash.
Yo, what's good, everyone?
What's up, E?
Hey, what's going on, man? We are back, coming at y'all on an off day. Got a little quick stream in the works for you. Break down a couple of things, talk about the slate, and get some early looks. But it is just cash. Joined as always by Underrated. What's good, man?
Chillin', man. Hi. How are you? How was your weekend, sir? Happy about
That was
OKC,
pretty good,
I bet.
pretty good.
OKC, happy?
Oh, yeah, man. I was ecstatic about that. Roommate cried. I mean, he's been a long time diehard fan, and I was just so happy to, see him finally get down the victory. And I know you and I were pretty high on SGA heading into the season. We had him picked for the MVP, so, I mean, hey, shout out to OKC, man. Unbelievable season. And I will say also credit for Indiana, man. That's real unfortunate. We saw Halliburton go down with that ACL tear, and he's probably going to be out for almost all, if not all, of actual next season. So unfortunate, but bittersweet vibes.
Yeah, that sucks to see for sure. No matter who it is, if we're cheering for him or not, it's just you didn't want to win like that. But nevertheless, big OKC gets it done. Jason Williams, man. Wow. Star. Didn't see that coming. Chet played great. And Caruso. Goodness me. OKC came through, man. Happy for them. I like it when smaller teams win, newer teams win. It makes it fun. That's why I like WNBA. It's just a little different. People don't know them that much. Everyone's starting to learn, though. We're getting into it. What do you think about the season so far? How you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, I will say, just being completely transparent, this season's been more of the volatile side of things, unfortunately, with, I would say especially injuries have been really relevant lately. I mean, it seems like we're just getting somebody injured on almost every single slate. And the late news has been pretty helpful for some things. Like yesterday, we had a lot of different injury news pop up. Sabrina ended up sitting out, which was quite unfortunate. But, the season's been, from a spectator standpoint, it's been really enjoyable. I mean, this is one of the more competitive seasons that we've had. And even the top end teams, I would say outside of New York, we've pretty much seen a lot of these other teams struggle, New York and Minnesota. But most of the teams, kind of fighting for that 500 record. And I think this year, honestly, the 6, 7, and 8 seed is going to be a very spicy mix of teams going at it at the end of the year. So, it's been exciting, though. We had a great weekend. Yesterday went really well. We made some money, so I can't really complain about that, at least.
That is very true. Yesterday started out a little silly. But those last 2 games got us right. So we can't complain. There's a lot of green in the Discord. And now NBA is over officially, so it's time to get busy. It's time to get busy, E. This is the time. We're going to get these winning streaks going. I know we've had 3 or 4 days in a row of profit, so let's keep it moving. We got 4 games tomorrow, huh?
Yeah, we got 4 games tomorrow. I guess let's go ahead and hop into it. We'll talk about just kind of a brief overview, a little bit of injury news, and go from there. Okie dokie. So 4 games. We got Atlanta traveling out Dallas. I think this honestly should be a pretty good game. You know, Dallas has been hanging around a lot more lately. They put in the overtime this last game, but going to be one of their more difficult matchups they've faced so far this season. Atlanta's been really, really good on defense, and their offense has been spectacular, I will say, but the defense especially has been phenomenal. So Dallas has been struggling a little bit, you know, overall this season. Obviously, their record shows that, but the really the biggest piece of news we're kind of waiting around this game is going to be Dejanay Carrington, I believe, is questionable. She ended up sitting out this last game, last minute, which was definitely unexpected, but let's see if she ends up suiting up tomorrow. I know you had some interest in Paige's PRA, which, you know, I think is still low for her, the potential we've seen out of her. She was a little gun shy in the first half of this last game, but again, it was a more difficult matchup, so not really that much of a surprise. But teams being carried off 2 players, I mean, it's Paige and Enrique, but we'll keep an eye out for Carrington. If she sits out, that's going to only boost Paige's PA, which we saw her assist finally take a step forward again this last game. So we will keep an eye out for that. And then Atlanta, everyone's good to go. I will say Jordan Canada is still kind of getting eased back into the offense. I mean, this last game, we couldn't have asked for a better matchup for her to perform well, and she only ended up playing 19 minutes. Pau played pretty well off the bench, and, you know, she just kind of got lost in the sauce there, but something to keep an eye out for. Whenever she cracks that first 30-minute game, man, her playmaking is going to be really something good for this team, but I haven't seen it yet.
Do you think it will even? Maybe they're happy with her just playing, because Pau's good too, right? Does she play point guard like Canada?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, maybe they're just happy kind of playing them both. They both seem pretty good, so I don't know. Maybe we won't see a Canada full-time like we have in the past. Who knows? Never know with these coaches, huh?
Probably closer to... Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong about that. I wouldn't be surprised to see, you know, once they make the push for the playoffs and down the stretch in the playoffs in particular, I'm sure she'll play her normal amount of minutes. But, I mean, they could be cautious with her all season. So, you know, we'll kind of monitor that moving forward. But everyone else playing pretty sustainable minutes except for Britney Griner. That was the other person. And, you know, maybe, again, this kind of works out with what we've seen lately. You know, Griner, her minutes have been all over the place since coming back from this injury. She really hasn't been playing much over 10 minutes in the last 4 games in the first half. So it's been a weird rotation for her, to say the least. And I mean, her field goal attempts have just fallen off the face of the earth since the beginning of the season. So could be something, you know, between these 2 players where they're kind of in somewhat of a hard cap in that low 20 range, where they'll just play with the second units, get them more acclimated with the team. So, I mean, I'm not surprised, but both of these players probably an under at this point and or a fade.
824
right, well,
Boom. 824 Boom is here. What's up? New name. Welcome. He said, my favorite bet tomorrow is Briana Jones over 12.5, since you were talking about the interior of Atlanta. He said, I feel like she should dominate in the paint against the Wings with their lack of size. She should feast. His favorite play is 12.5 points, Briana Jones. We haven't messed with Briana Jones since first couple weeks of the season when she was on fire. Now, looks like she's getting a little back. What do you think about her tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think she's a bad play. There's just been, you know, like you were saying, a couple of different various factors for her that were a bit concerning, you know, to say the least. Mostly just the, I would say the minutes, first off, that being a concern. I mean, she only had one game where she cracked over 30 minutes in the last like 5-6 games. Well, shoot, longer than that. She did play 29 minutes this last game, so I will say I do like to see that minutes moving back closer to 20 or closer to 30. But yeah, I mean, you look all the way back to May 30th. I mean, she's only played one game out of 8 that she played more than 30 minutes. And I mean, at the beginning of the season, she was playing nothing but 30 minutes. So it's a little weird with that. That was a big concern for her. And then also we saw that kind of taper off with her rebounding, where we hit these little dead spots here, and the field goal attempts as well. So it was good to see this last game. I mean, she did have 13 field goal attempts. I will say she did also have 5 offensive rebounds, so she did get a lot of second chance opportunity from that. But for her, it's just the minutes, man. I mean, if she plays close to that 30-minute marker, I think she's totally fine for it. But 12.5 points is right on the line for her. So I get it.
Yeah, it's seems to be like that with WNBA. We've been harping on that for a while now. It's just we're betting on minutes a lot of times because a lot of inconsistencies. We want players, if we're going to take their overs, we want their minutes to be secured. And 29 last game is nice, but 22 the game before is not nice in a close game. So to me personally, because it's so scary all the time with WNBA in general, just with shot misses and just women in general. I mean, I know that was sexist and terrible, but we've been watching this. It's the same with UFC. Like, it's just there are inconsistencies going on for whatever the reason. Maybe they're just I don't even know why, but we know from betting on this, there's value here and there, but it's best, at least in my opinion, to try to bet on people with consistent minutes, or at least as much as you can find. So we'll get into our plays that we have, but we're basing a lot of that on minutes. So with her back and forth, she could get 20. She could get 22 minutes and we'd be fucked. So I personally wouldn't want to bet just because of that reason. But like you said, and like he said, it does make sense. Just need those minutes.
Yeah, and I mean, she's been really consistent this season too. 71% hitting this. The only games that she did miss were, obviously, you can see the reduction in minutes here. She played 23, and then one of them she missed with 26 minutes. So I like it. I mean, I will say I think the hit rating looks really great for her. I mean, over 70% is obviously phenomenal for any player. I like it for the hit rating. The only thing, again, would just be the minutes. But seeing her play 29 minutes this last game looks pretty promising. So, assuming they can keep the game close, because that's also been another thing with them. They've been in a couple blowout games here in the stretch. As long as they keep the game close, she gets her minutes. I mean, looking for 28 minutes at least, ideally. But anything beyond 30 minutes, I think she should be a shoo-in for that.
Yeah. He went on to say, the way Shakira, Austin, and Kiki just feasted against the Wings yesterday, they both had double-digit points, so I can see BJ doing the same tomorrow. BJ.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, man. The only other, I guess, looming concern I would have is just whenever Griner does hit that switch. I mean, she's going to take most of her usage away from Briana Jones, as far as scoring in the paint, just having the time on the court together, taking that usage off. I mean, that will be a game. She's probably going to take a hit on that, but I mean, we haven't seen it so far. So assuming this little trend continues with Griner not doing a whole lot, I mean, it's not bad, man. I mean, definitely not bad.
Okay. Coolio, bro.
Not bad. All right. So we were talking about the Atlanta game anyways. I think we didn't have any initial plays for that right now. And granted, it is still early, so we're waiting on a couple more lines, a couple more props. But one of the problems, with Atlanta is just the team's too good, man. I mean, all 5 of the starters are phenomenal players. They're all actual all-stars in their own right. And just one of those problems with having such a good team. You get so much usage being distributed, and any one of the games that one of the players gets really hot, I mean, she'll probably end up killing 2 of the other players. But good team. I love Atlanta, man. Good team.
Yeah, you do. They started out shitty. Well, they lost to Washington, I think it was, when we were surprised. But now Washington is even looking good, too. So it doesn't look as bad now.
Yeah.
They got all their players back, too. So yeah, we got a lot of good teams, and even Golden State. Crazy enough.
Yeah, they've been a fun team to watch, to say the least. Let's talk about Allisha Gray as well. She's got a couple of interesting props. I know you were still fairly interested in the PRA, which I think is totally warranted for her. Going up against her former team, she does like to play, as you can see, 26 PRA or more in the last 4 meetings. The couple really appealing factors is shooting. I mean, just outright scoring this season's been phenomenal. She's been averaging 18.5 points this season, which is pretty crazy. But playmaking also something I kind of wanted to highlight. I think her assists are very promising in this matchup. Even with Canada, again, coming back, I mean, we haven't seen her waver that far as in the pecking order for playmaking. I mean, you can see here 4 more assists, 71% of the games this season, 10 out of 14. It's Dallas. I mean, they are still giving up the most assists per game. So 4 more assists, man. I didn't put it officially on the list, but it looked pretty damn good. I'm not going to lie.
3.5. Oh, 4.
Yeah. Tomato, but yeah, 3.5.
Not bad. Not bad. He has been getting there. Dallas makes sense. So you like the assist over the... Well... Yeah, I don't know. That's my own thing with WNBA lately. It's just, as we used to always say, put a blanket on it. It just feels better because there's so many random shits going on. We know she can get rebounds. We know she can score. So why not just throw the PRA up there? This is my way of looking at it these days. But I feel you.
Yeah. And maybe that's another reason why we haven't officially put her on the list, just trying to figure out which prop is going to be better for her. Because, I mean, I like a lot of them, honestly. I mean, the RAs looked great. Yeah. PRA, 25.5 is the ideal marker. But, I mean, even still, 26 isn't that bad.
Same with Paige. Feels the same. Feels the same to me. Her and Paige seem similar with their lines. They're just, I mean... They're pretty consistent. I mean, I know Ryan Howard's kind of done a little more in the last few games. Kind of pulled Allisha down a tiny bit, but maybe it's right there and it's just a pass because there's nothing crazy about the value, you know? Maybe we just chill with the other plays that we like. Don't know. Undecided. I guess we can just keep thinking about it throughout the day. It's always good to have a day off, actually, and be able to think it through. We can drop the plays later if we need to.
And I mean, it doesn't look like her lines are at least going to be bumping. I mean, slight favor on the under for both PRA, RA, and assist line. The assist was a slight over. No, -103. So her line should be pretty safe as far as bumping. I think we'll end up circling back to this game and look a little bit more at it, but given right now, I mean, most of the props look pretty safe. Oh, no, we did have one play to talk about. Sorry, I'm tripping. We did have Griner under 11.5 points. Did you say that was on ESPN or what was that site?
Yep, ESPN Bet is where they have it. The only one I saw with 11.5, so... It's like, man, she hasn't scored in double digits but once in the last 8 games, I think it is. So, and her minutes are so low. I just feel like we should take a stab at that. I know it's not the best matchup for it, but I don't care about matchup almost at this point. I do, but I don't. I used to care more, but I feel like this season's just so fucking random. It's like the trends are more important than the matchup at this point, it seems like. And her trend is no minutes and no shooting. So I'm gonna keep rolling with it until she hurts me. Just like Cloud yesterday. It's the same shit. She doesn't want to shoot. Cloud doesn't want to shoot. So we're going under. Cool. You think she's gonna get more usage and more shots because Sabrina's out? Okay, cool. I'll take Cloud under. Just like this. You want to give me 11.5 again after she scored 3 points and shot 4 times? Okay, I'm taking the under. Gotta do it. At least in my opinion. Always take the unders if they look half decent. They're probably going to be okay. So I'm going to roll with it.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else wants to ride with me, but I'm going to. I love cheering against Griner. She's, she's kind of old, bro. Like, she's kind of old now. She doesn't really have the moves, the speed. People are catching up to her how tall she is. Like, it doesn't matter as much as it used to. She doesn't dominate like she used to. So I'm cool with the under. I think her lines are high because of her name still. Like, look at that. Look at her last, what is that? 1, 2 since the injury. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games since injury. Like, one game she did good against Connecticut. I mean, come on. It's bad.
Yeah, I mean, the field goal volume, even with whatever variation minutes she ends up playing, I mean, at best, she's looking at 7 field goal attempts. So, I mean, until this really picks up, obviously that one game with 10 field goal attempts, you know, even in that game still, I mean, she went 7 of 10 and then 4 or 5 from the free throw line, which, I mean, her free throw attempts have been very, very random at best. So, yeah, man. I mean, I don't think it's a bad look. Just one of those things, you know, you just got to keep playing it until she does something different. And this last game would have been one to really, you know, kind of get right. And she didn't do anything.
Right. That's what I'm saying. The matchups seem to be so less important than they were in the past, at least the way it's going so far. I'm going on who's playing, the trends, and the lines the bookies are giving us. If they're giving us lower lines because of the matchup, I'm with it. I'll go over. They're giving us higher lines because of a player's out, and then we know it's somebody like Cloud, I'm going under. Like, I'm just trying to find the value, and you never know what's going to happen with WNBA. So play the minutes, play the value. That's all you can do.
Yep. I agree. Well, that'll be one play that we definitely got on the list, and I'm sure they'll end up taking her down to 10.5 points at some point. But even the 10.5 points, I'm not that mad at. And she should be, I think, a player fairly safe to snag some cheap second half stuff. I mean, they keep offering her lines too, so wouldn't be surprised to see her, 4.5 points or 5.5 points or something like that in the second half.
Yeah, and even on Prizepicks, the way that they're giving those live plays, they're giving a lot of value on those live plays. I haven't had the best luck with them until yesterday. Yesterday, I ended up hitting, I think, like 4 slips, all 4. I had no L's in the last half of the day. The first half of the day, I had some shit luck. And the time before that, I had some shit luck. But the value that they're giving you on those live plays is crazy, bro. I'll just sit there and look at the live plays move and the points while we're watching the game. It's kind of, actually, it's super fun. And Griner's one of those ones where they keep fucking up. They're like, okay, she's 10.5. You're sitting there in the second quarter, and her points are at 9. I'm going to take it until they change it.
I like it. All right, well, speaking of hopefully some value, let's talk about the LA-Chicago game. Well, Chicago. We got Sparks traveling out to Chicago. Only a 5-point spread, which is kind of surprising. I will say Chicago's been playing a little bit better basketball lately, at least just hanging around with teams, keeping it competitive, 4 quarters and all that good stuff. But Sparks, they did get Kelsey Plum back, and it looks like for this game, we are waiting on Odyssey Sims to see if she's going to be out again for personal reasons or if she's going to suit up. I would say that one play for Plum, maybe slightly contingent on Odyssey Sims, but I still like it even if she does play. Great matchup against Chicago. We know their defense has been awful, and the Sparks have had somewhat of a rough schedule. I will say it's not been an easy start to their season. They played Minnesota 3 times already. They played Phoenix State twice already. So a lot of just weird, wonky turnaround matchups. But they are hitting a stretch of a lot easier games in a much schedule. It's going to start here with the Chicago matchup, though. Kelsey Plum, again, with the playmaking. Even though it hasn't translated to the best of numbers, obviously playing Minnesota back-to-back doesn't help. And they were held to 66 points in one of them, and the other game was a 30-point blowout, basically. But playmaking's still been there for her on every single game except for back here in this 2-little game gap with Vegas and Phoenix. She's had a 30+% assist rating in every game almost so far this season. Not really sure what happened between these two. The team just kind of facilitated a little bit more than that, or more than usual, so she lost out on percentages. But yeah, in the matchups that have been favorable for playmaking and scoring, she's done really, really well. only missing this one game against Vegas, which it was her return game to Vegas. I feel like she was just off in that game in general. Her scoring was pretty lackluster. The shot attempts and all that was there, but she just didn't really play that well. And she only hit 1 3. So somewhat of just, I think, an abnormal game for her. 5.5, though, really, really solid value line for her. When we thought she was hitting this pretty consistent to start the season. Now, getting Rakia Jackson back, I think, helps out a lot for this team. Replacing Sarah Ashley Barker with a real capable scorer, only going to help this team out. But I think this is a prime matchup for us, though. Kelsey's been in a little bit of a slump here, playing all these tougher teams. And now we got Chicago giving up the assists, and they're also giving up a ton of threes, too. So there's a couple different props, honestly, I like for her. I think the assist still, as long as she's rocking that 30% assist rating. Would love this play if Odyssey Sims ends up sitting out again, but should see her dominate with the touches. So I got the assist, and then the other two plays that had a strong lean for. One of them was the field goal attempts at 16. I mean, if you factor in these actually kind of, I count these as a win for whatever reason. Outlier does not. But if you take it down, counting these as a win, I mean, she's hit the 77% so far this season. And this is a great matchup for her threes. She hasn't been at 2.5 threes in forever. So I know she did miss this last game, but she dropped 6 threes on them the first time they played. So I will say, dare I say, I will even ladder her for these kind of odds. She's plus 225. I think she's even like plus 230 for 4 more threes made. But I'm going to definitely have a sprinkle of this just so you guys heard it first.
Big plum, big plum. Okay. Well, what's weird to me is that with Sims out with those 2 games, right, when she had 4, but that's Minnesota. So that's what you're taking into account. I'm assuming just that matchup with those 4s there. And then if Sims is out, you're really into her. I mean, even with Sims in, you like it, right? Because that 979, Sims was still in the game. And Rakia was back there too? Is that what it was? Rakia back? Maybe not.
Yeah, I believe Rakia came back for this game, but okay. No, Rakia coming back to the team is only going to help. So I think just perfect storm moving in a good direction here. I mean, they are on the road, so she does have a slight uptick in her road usage. So we just got to see this team bounce back, man. I mean, they've had some really, really tough games, and now I think we get a great spot here.
Looks good. 824 Boom is throwing out some knowledge. I like what he's saying. Just throw this out real quick. He says he likes Allisha Gray's assists because Ryan tends to take away Allisha's shooting, which does make sense. I personally like it too for that reason, but at the same time, man, you never know what's going to happen. So I always like to try to roll with the PRA if the value looks about the same. But I feel what you're saying. I do. And he likes Gabby tomorrow too. He said she's been a wagon PRA and RA. That is so damn true. Gabby has been coming through. And I just got to give Ian his shout out for being first today. Right on, Ian. Big Ian. He says first, top dog. And Ian's really sad that NBA's over, I can tell. But at least he's here. He's going to try to get into WNBA without calling these women names. You know how you are, Ian. No more sexism, Ian. We're done with that. Ian, come on. Come on over, Ian. Just Cams is number 2. What's up, bro? He says, time for me to lock into MLB and WNBA. Let's go, because NBA is over. And Chris says, I'm watching at work. Don't tell nobody. We won't tell anybody, Chris. It's way more fun watching at work when you don't have to think about work as much. So glad you're here. And we are back to Gabby.
Yeah, let's talk about Gabby. I mean, she's obviously been playing phenomenal. They had her for the post-game interview this last time, and man, I will say she has no interview training whatsoever, but man, she's just such a fun player to watch, and honestly, just a genuine character. Even in the interview, just her being herself, just kind of goofing around and trying to have fun with it. I'm really happy with her, man. We had high hopes for her, I know, last year, and she was a little bit, underwhelming at times, to say the least. But she did fully commit to playing here and forego playing Eurobasket. So, she made that dedication and fully committed to making herself, a staple in this league. And I would say she's definitely done it. Many, many different things that she's doing great for this team. The defensive prowess that she's had so far, every single game has been phenomenal. She's been, dare I say, competing for, at least second in playmaking, but, even rivaling Skylar for most of the time for usage for overall assist and playmaking. So she's doing a lot. Field goal attempts has really taken a step forward too. I think that's something that's been impressive with her. The start of the season, staying under that double digit was a bit of a, meh. But since May 27th, only one game with less than double digit field goal attempts. Looks really good. The 3-point shooting from her has really taken a step forward this year. You love to see it. And, the rebounding, I think, is pretty fair. She's good for like 4 rebounds every game. So something pretty, I think, kind of plateaued out for her. Seen a lot of rebounding the last 2 games, but they were really, really good matchups. So do keep that in mind. But I like it, man. She's just doing a lot of everything for the team. Plays really sustainable minutes. Any kind of competitive matchup, she's playing at least 34 minutes a game. She looks good in many variety of ways. Looks good on paper, looks good in real life.
Yeah, man. 10 assists last game and 10 rebounds the game before. So you got to kind of, like I said, it feels like just put a blanket over all this stuff. And she shot 16 times. So why not just PRA it out? I get the assists. I get the PA. I get the RA. I get all that. But you never know, man, with these games. You never know. It doesn't matter if you think you know what the history was, what the matchup is. It's WNBA, man. PRA seems to just be the best way to do it. I don't know. It's been that way, at least this year. K. Rogers, what's happening, bro? He says, I thought he was talking Gabby too. Oh, he did. He says, Gabby field goal attempts looks good. What do you think about that? I didn't even realize there was a prop for that. Is that something that's on Prizepicks? Or is he talking about last game?
Yeah.
It is, okay.
Yeah, she's at 11.5, yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad either. Like, it seems like everything's okay. Like, she's looking to shoot more. And I was gonna, when you were talking about her a minute ago, I was like, you know what it is with Gabby is I think it's her confidence and the way the coach is using her, obviously, in all those minutes. But remember, she used to play with Briana Jones and Jewel, I think, and it was just like those are different type players. She got NECA and Skylar now. I know Skylar will just shoot a lot, but they're giving Gabby, like, she's that third player now. She's that important player on the team. And I think it has to do with her playing in the Olympics. Remember we did the Olympics, how good she did for her team, and France was doing good, and she was the main part of the team. I feel like she just got a lot of confidence from that. I don't know. It's a different Gabby.
Oh yeah, absolutely. She's always kind of been that player. We played her a ton in the overseas stuff where we know that she's a stock getter and RA getter, and the scoring kind of varies from game to game. But she's doing a lot, and looks like her overseas playing and everything over the last couple of years is still really, really working for her. So I like it, man. I will say there is a couple of just kind of cautionary things to throw out there. We did see NECA over the last couple of games. I know I completely forgot this being a homecoming little game for her, albeit they did play, I think, one time already this season. No, they didn't. Okay. Because we were clowning on her about just how inconsistent she was. But she snapped off this game, in her homecoming game at the Sparks and ended up with 16 field goal attempts. But the last 2 games, though, I will say 17, 16 field goal attempts for her is pretty high. And we've also, I didn't realize how much Erica Wheeler has been shooting since she moved into the starting 5. But first game in the starting 5 against Phoenix, a bit more of a difficult matchup. But now, after that, moving forward, double-digit field goal attempts in all 5 games in a row. So there is, I think, some caution to be had. Somebody's going to lose out on production here because that is a bit unsustainable to have that many field goal attempts for all, 4 out of the 5 starters. It's kind of crazy.
Well, I think some of it's Ezzy, too. Go sit on the bench, Ezzy. Like, Ezzy's been doing nothing. I think she had 18 minutes last couple games. So she's losing out on a lot. They don't even have her props anymore. You can't even bet her unders. Oh, she had 28 minutes last game? I stand corrected.
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't we have her under today? I guess because she's not shooting.
Probably. I mean, if anything, I would imagine we get her rebound prop. And
Yeah. That's there, I think.
give us anything else.
I think her points were there last
Yeah,
night. You
that's
can only bet
funny.
the over. It's funny. You can only bet over 9.5.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it looks like that's the case. Interesting. But yeah, circling back to Gabby. I mean, I think she's still fine as far as, just overall usage. The minutes look good. Just need a couple buckets to land. Just stay around that 12-point range. We at least need that.
Yeah. I feel pretty, at least somewhat confident in that. I mean, it's WNBA again, but it's a low number for 3 categories that she can do good in all 3. So 4 for 16 last game. If you just keep shooting, we'll be okay, because we're going to get some RA. That's the thing. I mean, the 9 RA doesn't look bad either. It's like, you kind of go any way you want, but why not throw it all on there? 824 Boom also said he likes Skylar field goal attempts at 13.5. 13.5 doesn't sound that high, huh? He says, I feel like you have come and play aggressive when you're going up against Caitlin Clark. Just my opinion. It makes sense too. You're coming with some knowledge today. I like it. What do you think about Skylar field goal attempts?
I don't think it's bad, honestly. I will say she is one of those players, because we had talked about it on the last couple of streams. She does have a bit more of a step forward in her home road splits. She's actually more of a road warrior. The field goal attempts on the road, it's at 14.1, but at home it's at 12.6. So it's right there on the line for her season average. I don't mind it. I know last year she had some kind of mixed success against them. Obviously, Jewel Lloyd being on the team is something, but she's been consistent, man. I will say 13.5 is a good number. If it moves to 14, I'd probably leave it alone, but pretty consistent so far this season with it. So I get it. We got 9 out of 14. Yeah, 9 out of 14 games she cleared the season. So it's not bad. It's not bad at all. That and the 3-point attempts I thought was kind of interesting, but it is going to be a bit more of a difficult matchup. Indiana is phenomenal at limiting 3-point attempts and assists per game, so something to keep in mind. She's probably got the best spot to just, overall field goal usage.
Yeah, 13.5 is not bad. And he said, yes, I love field goal attempts on Prizepicks. I always run those. That's a really good point, too. Like, there's something about field goal attempts. You just need her to shoot. You don't need her to score, which is another great thing in WNBA to be happy about, because, you could have a Ryan Howard type play. They could go 1 for 10, but you needed 9.5 field goal attempts. Not the right number, but you know what I'm saying. Where you can win still. Your player does terrible. They just keep shooting and I'm going to win. Like, I like that too. I see 14 though. Not 13.
Yeah, she just bumped.
Okay.
She just bumped.
So Prizepicks is the only one that has field goal attempts, huh?
For right now, yeah.
Underdog will copy
Yeah, it looks
him
like
here soon.
they bumped. They're doing their daily, round of bumping. I'm sure people are getting home from work, because I saw that one bumped. Leah Boston bumped, and there was a couple other ones. This Kelsey Plum one is going to bump. I will say this is going to go to 16.5.
I'm looking on Parlay. Sorry.
Huh?
I was just saying, I'm looking on Parlay Play to see if they have field goal attempts, and they do not. But I see they have a page discount at 14.5 points. It's pretty nice. Might as well hit that. But okay, yeah, Prizepicks only one field goal attempts that I've seen this year.
All right. Well, at least we talked about it for the minute before it bumped. But yeah, still not a bad look. Not a bad look. All right. Well, speaking of Skylar, let's talk about her under first half 3.5 assists that Underdog had for today. And she's been kind of struggling with this so far. I mean, 64% on the season. earlier in the season. Had some really, really great matchups. So if you look, we had Dallas in 2 of the games here. They allow them most assists per game. And then we had Vegas also sprinkled in the mix, who's top 2 assists allowed. And then I don't know if it's just irony or maybe there's something a little bit more to it, but the 2 games, revenge games for her against her former team, she had 8 and 5 assists, which I think were her season. Yeah. 1 season high, and then the other one she ended up with 7, so she only had 2 in the second half. Oh, I remember this game. This is one she did us dirty. I was so pissed about that. We got the last minute news, and she still got over in the last minute. I remember that. But yeah, she not clearing this line with much consistency at all. And again, Indiana allowing the least amount of assists per game, and they're also limiting 3-point attempts. So it's going to be a tough sledding for her. And you can see over the last game, since Wheeler came back, this was the game that Wheeler came back. She did pop off, but every other game since, at best, looking at 3 assists. And these were some pretty favorable matchups. I mean, Vegas is a great matchup, and the Sparks is a great matchup. But Indiana, so far this season, they've only allowed 4 guards to clear this line in the first half. 2 of them were Natasha Cloud in the early portions of the season. And then I think one was Allisha Gray and Marina Mabry, just at random for her. But very difficult spots. And I think with both of Wheeler and Gabby Williams and the amount of playmaking they're doing lately, really, really cutting into this difficult matchup. I like it. So we're going to go under.
Yeah, that's a good line, bro. I swear it's going to be 3 flat here soon. That's one of those ones that just, it's a little off, right? Why would it be that high?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, and if you look at the full game prop, I mean, it's 6.5. So you're telling me first half, she's assuming to get 4. That means her full game's going to be 8 or 7.5.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know if you talked about, I had to leave the room for a second, but I would assume you did. But Erica Wheeler being in the lineup, I know she hasn't really got that many assists, but just another player that can handle the ball and pass. And Gabby's coming with the assists now. It's like, I don't even know why we're getting 3.5. What's the are the odds shitty? I see -150. It's not the worst. What is Underdog giving us? Point something. I'm assuming.
I can't see it for myself.
Oh yeah, I forgot. That's the worst. Okay, but it's telling you Underdog is the only spot. I'm gonna look right now. I'm gonna definitely try to get that in now because that's probably gonna bump down. That seems way too high. Anyways,
yeah, it's way
cool.
Way too high.
Cool. And we haven't said it one time this whole show, so I think we're getting messed up with our likes here. We only have 11 likes, guys. I know there's no games today, but if you could hit the like if you haven't yet, that'll help us out a lot, getting more people in here. And we're gonna do another stream tomorrow, I guess. I assume before the games tomorrow, right? There's 4 games tomorrow. Yeah. That's a lot. Cool. Okay, so we're just getting some early value today, and so I get it. People aren't checking for WNBA as much today. But appreciate you guys for hitting the likes. That helps us a lot. And you can continue, if you will.
Yeah, real fast. We just got confirmation that Odyssey Sims is, in fact, going to be out tomorrow. So,
okay.
I like Plum.
Okay. Cool. Maybe I should play that Plum over assist with that Skylar under. See what that gives me. And thanks for the likes, guys. I just saw a nice little 5 likes smack on there. What'd you say? What were you gonna say? What was the ooh about?
That combination that you were talking about, that pairing.
Yeah, Plum over 5.5, and what's her name under 3.5? Skylar. Cool.
All right. Well, we got a couple more plays to talk about here real quickly, and then I think we're going to bounce, try and keep it right to an hour. I see Boone was also asking about Caitlin Clark's turnovers. I actually didn't mind that, man. That was another one that I was kind of back and forth with. I know 4.5 might seem like a bit of a higher number, but she's been butterfingers till she's coming back. I mean, the more difficult matchup she's probably faced in a minute. You see New York, she had 7 and 10 turnovers against them. Seattle is causing a pretty fair amount of turnovers per game. They are actually causing the second most turnovers, so that makes even more sense. Last year, I know she had several games with turnovers in this particular matchup, and I think it's kind of hard to say who exactly they're going to cover with. I don't know if it's going to be Gabby or if Skylar is going to take her on. Probably Skylar, and they'll put Gabby on Kelsey Mitchell, but not 100% sure about that. And also, I mean, I know we kind of briefly talked about it before we hopped on stream, but 9.5 assists, I think, is a touch high for Caitlin Clark. She had some really, really good matchups that she got there in. I mean, Vegas and Chicago. New York matchup, kind of surprising there. Atlanta, really, really surprising, but historically really struggles against this team. She did not clear that at all last year against them. But the turnovers, let's take a look at that real fast. Where they at?
Yeah, I'm surprised it's so low, actually.
Last year. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty appropriate for what she was doing last year. You know, I think 4.5 is totally a fine number for her. She does suffer more on the road, it seems. You know, stats across the board kind of go down, turnovers go up, but not easy matchups. So it makes sense, man. I mean, it definitely makes sense.
He says he likes Plum tomorrow. Also, she's going to bounce back against the Sky. He took her over 18.5 points. So he's on her points. We're on her assists. Let's go, Big Plum.
Well, I like them both. I mean, honestly, I think you could even consider playing her PA, but taking 2 different stances, you know, is totally doable. The assist, I think the payout's good for it, and the matchup for the 3-point attempts is going to be phenomenal too. Both of these teams surrender the most attempts per game, but Chicago's allowing the most made per game. They're averaging, you know, 11.3 a game, which is pretty wild. So expecting quite a bit from her. I mean, she should have the green light to just take as many shots as she wants. And again, her 3-point prop being at 2.5 is way too low. Way too low.
Coolio.
All right. Well, we got 2 plays we'll just kind of briefly talk about, and then we are going to bounce. But first one's going to be Big Sonia Citron, phenomenal rookie season. I mean, she's playing really, really well, gotta say. You can see here clearly hitting this for the majority of the season, 79% with, I don't have the push on here, so let's say 17%. Get a little more accurate. Yeah, so with the push factor, I mean, we're basically looking at 86% so far this season. I mean, and the minutes, oh my goodness, the minutes. This child plays as much as possible. 2 blowout games. She only played 27 and 30 minutes, but every other competitive game so far this season, she's playing at least 33 minutes a game. Even in this blowout game, she still played 31 minutes. But last game, overtime, played 41 minutes. Gotta love that. 2 games before that, 36, 37 minutes. So she is playing a shitload of minutes so far this season. And honestly, 18 PRA is just a touch too low. She should be realistically closer to 19.5 with the amount of minutes she's playing. The shot volumes look pretty good for her. You know, you like to see that in the double-digit range, but she's still getting the free throw line quite a bit, which I do love to see. I think there's also some potential for that in this matchup, and the scoring been pretty steady. So, looking for roughly 13 points out of her, and the RA to continue what it was. I would love to see an RA line for her. They've kind of stopped giving us the rebound props at least, but yeah, PRA I can still get behind this. So. Tougher matchup, but they are at home, and yeah, just need her to go out and do her thing.
Yeah, man. All those minutes, way too low. 18 PRA for a player that gets high 30s, 35 probably minimum minutes. And her PR is 16.5. You look at her assists, man. She's had 3-4 assist games a lot of times. She could get 0, but a good amount of times she's had 3 or 4. So I think that 18 is a super good line for us. I see 18.5 everywhere else. Prizepicks says, we'll give you 18 flat. Okay. I like that. So I'm sure that's going to bump too. People are going to see that tonight or anytime here soon. That'll be 18.5 in a minute, I would think. So I'm going to try to get that in too. See what we can play with that. Maybe one of these field goal attempts. I'm liking these field goal attempt plays you guys are talking about. Kay Rogers also said Angel Reese over points and rebounds and Boston rebounds. And yeah, Boston rebounds. She's been doing it. She's been doing everything. But yeah, what do you think about Angel Reese? I know you have her play later on. Her little D-Gem play that you got. But he says points and rebounds. Do you like her points and rebounds today? Or tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, the points and rebounds, honestly, the PRA, I think, might be even stronger of a move for her. The playmaking still has been continuing with her in the absence of Vandersloot. You can see that, obviously the triple-double game was somewhat of an anomaly, but she should be good for 3 or more assists in almost every single game. I mean, even in the Atlanta matchup, which is the most difficult one for assists, and Phoenix not that far behind, but she still had 4 assists that game, and against Washington, who also are phenomenal in assists allowed. So the playmaking is very much so something there for her. I know the rebounding was a bit all over the place, so that was kind of concerning. 10.5 rebounds ideally would be, I think, a better line for her. But yeah, she's as long as her minutes don't go under 30, she's been good for most of her props, most of her lines. So that'd be my only concern. But she's going to go up against Hamby, so there should be a lot of, in that vicinity rebounds for her. And she could totally draw some, foul trouble on Hamby as well. So I don't mind that. Historically looked pretty solid. I know the first time they played last year was pretty terrible. But for the most part, she's been good for that. So I get it, man. I get it.
And then what about Boston tomorrow, too? Boston's been on fire as well. I like looking at Boston's lines. She's similar to Paige and Allisha Gray, but she's had some tough games. And her foul trouble and her minutes sometimes are weird. But she's been sticking to those rebounds. Any thoughts on Boston tomorrow?
Yeah, there was one play that kind of stood out for me. The defensive rebounds at 5.5, I thought was a pretty solid look. Had 9, 10, 13 just defensive rebounds against them last year. So I think the scoring is definitely going to be much more difficult this matchup. Vegas, they allow like the most points inside the paint in current month, but the matchup scoring wise more difficult, but I do think the rebounding, she's going to be needed a lot. Seattle's shooting the bottom 3 points per game. So not going to have too many long ball chances, to kind of fade there. The offensive rebounding might be a little bit more suspect. I think that could be kind of a 50-50 shot. But yeah, she's kind of back to her normal role. We've seen the rebounding since Clark came back, and the scoring as well has kind of taken a step forward. So I like the rebounds, defensive rebounds, either one of those. I will say that Bovada had the best line for her. It was 8 or more rebounds at minus, where am I at? I hate how they have this set up. It's like minus 140, 130, something like that. And most of the sites have her 8.5 rebounds. I doubt she goes to 7.5 rebounds. I would be highly, highly surprised to see that. But yeah, 8 or more rebounds on there was probably one of the better looks.
Cool. Boom says he took her defensive rebounds also. He likes that. And he said Sonia's been balling, but he likes her turnovers at 1.5. That makes sense too with all those minutes. 1.5 turnovers for Citron.
Yeah, it makes sense, especially if she was going to be playmaking more, which I think this correlates a little bit more with Austin moving back into the starting 5, because having Dolson out there wasn't really any kind of a help to the playmaking, but Austin out there is a totally different player. So we've seen her have multiple assists in at least the last 3 games straight. So I do like that. I think that's obviously something that's going to correlate with the turnovers, but she plays pretty good basketball. So it's a good matchup, or it's a decent matchup for turnovers, but I don't know about that one, man. That one seems like it might be a bit more of a sweat.
Okay. Yep. Let's stick with our PRA then. But me, turnovers, I don't want to sit there and cheer for a turnover, just like a 3-pointer or a steal or something like that. Speaking of a steal, didn't you have a steal play you liked?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll talk about that too. Well, I was just looking real fast, at who could potentially be making her, or who's going to be forcing turnovers here. And I mean, at best, we're looking at, Rachel Banham or Kia Nurse or Mariah Jefferson. Unless it's just a bonehead turnover, I would worry a little bit about someone being able to force a turnover on her, because none of these players are really high stock getters. Kia Nurse may be the closest thing, but even her, she didn't even start this last game, so who the hell knows? Yes, we got one final play here we're going to talk about real fast. I think I closed her out, but it's going to be Big Angel Reese Poo. Kind of surprised that Prizepicks is actually giving up this prop, but they got her at 0.5 steals, and that could be a steal. Hey, how about that? Oh, they didn't take it down, did they? Am I tripping?
No.
No way. No shot.
Did they?
No shot.
Boom was saying,
man.
Boom was just saying, how do you like Reese's steal? He just took it. He said he probably knocked it off the board.
I really, really liked it. I thought that was going to be a pretty phenomenal play. I mean, obviously we had it on the list here. It's a steal prop, but yeah, she only missed it 3 games so far this season, and man, I'm pissed they took that.
Did you get it in yourself or no? You played it.
Yeah, I think I played it in a slip. Maybe.
I hate when that happens.
I played it in a single slip.
All right, well, we'll give you credit for it still. It's on the list. We'll count it. We'll count it. We're starting our we're starting our wins and losses today or tomorrow, I guess. Starting this week. Is that what we're doing?
We can, sure.
He said, wow, that's crazy. Great minds think alike. He took the 0.5 steal earlier. What was your name before, Boom? He said, man, no, I've been on this. I've been around here, bruh. I just changed my name. Who were you on this before? Remind me. I'm going to guess who you are. You are... But you're putting a lot of emojis. Fuck, I don't remember. But you're going to say the name. I'm going to remember who you are, I think. Let us know who you are there. He said he changed his name to Boom or has a new channel. Anyways, I digress. Sorry, your steal prop's gone. E, it's okay. It's okay. Watch her not get a steal, and you're going to be like, damn, I'm glad they took it. Never know.
Nah, she definitely going to get a steal here. I mean,
think so?
Sparks are allowing the third most. Yeah. And she had 2 steals the first time they played.
Remember the old days when we did WNBA a few years back, and you'd always have those 2-pick smashes, and you'd bet like 5 units on them minimum? Remember that? Remember those days? That would have been one of those ones.
It probably would have got a hefty amount on it, no doubt, man. I would love to see that as an individual prop. God, I hope DK and FanDuel get these defensive props up here.
Well, they haven't done that yet.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet, but
okay.
That's okay. I mean, it was still a good look. So, hey, yeah, definitely, like you said, man, great minds think alike. I was for sure on that one. I think that was the first prop I put up. Oh, no, it was the second one behind Plum, but still.
And I was like, you got to put at the bottom. I know it's a 0.5 play. We got to do it. And you're like, okay. You wanted to put it on top, huh?
Yeah. Well, now we got to take it off altogether.
No, you don't. Leave it there. You got it in. It was on there the whole stream. Leave it there. Unless you want to take it off. But I don't think you should. Oh, YFN LBZ. Okay, cool. He said you're having a hard time pronouncing my name in the video. Yeah, see, I still did it. So cool. Now I just say, boom. That's easy. Cool. Well, welcome again. Appreciate the looks. Appreciate the sharp looks, too. So it was fun talking about what you were talking about, Boom. That's what's up.
Oh, yeah. Hey, we appreciate you, man. We appreciate that. Okay, well, I think that's about it for today. We're still going to go through more of the props, more of the plays, see if anything else stands out or any last stuff pops up. They do typically drop more stuff after NBA season ends, so I don't know if we will get anything additional if they went ahead and already kind of, proactively did that. But we'll keep an eye out. You never know. I mean, they always kind of get a bug up their ass about adding something random or new every single year, so I would be surprised. But let's see. Oh, and Carrington was going to be doubtful for tomorrow as well. I missed that. Okay, well, we will circle back. Probably a little boost to Paige's PRA again there, but we'll keep an eye out for that. I know Prizepicks, typically they will drop discounts. I saw they dropped the hot dog eating board already. We did get a bunch of discounts for that last year, so hopefully Prizepicks will do that. I saw they responded to somebody asking about the Joey Chestnut discount because they did that one last year too. So should be some discounts this week. With sports kind of drying up, more than likely they're going to do some promos and stuff to get people suckered back into betting. But we will keep an eye out for that. We'll keep an eye out for the news and everything else tomorrow. So, Underrated, you got anything else for us before we get out of here?
Nah, not much. I'm chilling today. I'm happy we got a day off, to be honest. There's no MPB for until Thursday also, so I'm chilling. Do some work around the house, get some good sleep in, and get ready for focusing on WNBA the rest of the week. And I'm just glad, man, we got a little bit of consistency the last few days, and we're in full swing now. I'm ready to start these winning streaks, E. And you got your haircut. We're ready.
All right. Yep, and I got the haircut, so we are back. We're going to try and get this hot streak going and make some money, but with that being said, we are going to get out of here. We appreciate you guys, as always, hanging out with us this afternoon. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed what you saw today and hanging out with the family. Don't forget to be subscribed. Hit that notice down below and check out the Discord. We're still running the 7-day free trial for that. We got links in the description. We will catch you guys back here tomorrow for the usual stream in Ready Taco Tuesday. So we'll also have discounts for that. Something to keep in mind. But y'all have a great day. We'll see y'all back here tomorrow. Catch y'all later. Peace.